Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad you're here. From the last video about the exposure triangle, you already know how to shoot in fully manual mode. But in this video, I will show you how to make your camera simplify your life and take sharp shots with no tripod in pretty much any situation. Let's go! You can shoot in a studio in a fully controlled space with an artificial light sources. You can shoot outdoors, moving from a lighted area to the shadow and back again. You can shoot your child's birthday, constantly turning your lens from directly facing the sun to the opposite direction. Or you can shoot in the woods and constantly moving between patches of light to the shadows of the branches. Or you may be like me, lazy enough and you don't want to carry your tripod to the top of the mountain as I do. In all these scenarios, the method I'll show you today will help you a lot. So, as we know, your shot is affected by three parameters: your aperture, your shutter speed and your ISO. If I'm going to shoot without a tripod, with my camera in my hands, I absolutely want to make sure that my shots are sharp. That's why I set my shutter speed to 1/500. This may not give me enough sharpness to see every feather of a passing bird, but it will be enough to compensate micro movement of my camera in my shaky hands while shooting. My camera doesn't have IBIS. If your camera does have IBIS, you can shoot handheld with a longer exposure like 1/250. So anyway, let's remember, we are fixing the shutter speed. What should we do with aperture? Basically, nothing, because the aperture is an easiest thing to operate on the run. So this is the only parameter you will change by yourself while shooting. And since it can be easily operated on the run and change independently the required depth of field, they leave the aperture and will control it manually while shooting. So we just fixed the shutter speed and we are not going to let the camera touch it. And we control our aperture manually and the camera will not touch it also. So we take control over two things of three in exposure triangle. What's left? An ISO. Find your ISO and put it to the A position or auto. On my Fujifilm, it's just very comfortably located on the top. Now the very important step. Let's go to the menu of your camera. In the menu of your camera, you have to find the auto ISO setting. On my Fujifilm, it looks like this. Take your time and find this setting. In this menu, we got the minimum or default ISO setting, the maximum ISO setting, and also I got the minimum shutter speed, but depends on your camera. What is default ISO setting? It's basically the lowest ISO position your camera could provide. Set it on a minimum. The maximum ISO or maximum sensitivity, in my Fujifilm it's called sensitivity. Basically the maximum sensitivity is the maximum ISO. So what is it? What is the maximum ISO? This is the maximum position your camera could reach during shooting in auto ISO mode. And it's tricky because again it depends on your camera. In my case, with my very old Fujifilm X-T3, I know that the maximum ISO for me is 2000, because everything higher than 2000 just means crappy shots with the amount of noise which is absolutely unfixable. So for me, the maximum ISO setting is 2000. For you, it could be different. Check your camera. Try to shoot with different ISO setting and find the proper value. So we have a minimum value and the maximum value of ISO setting. Now make sure your dial of ISO is set to A or auto and watch what happened to your camera when you shoot this way. You set the shot, but your shutter speed is already set to 1/500 or whatever is fixed by you. Your aperture is fixed by you also. The camera measures the light with the aperture you set. If the camera senses that it doesn't think the frame is light enough, it raises the ISO itself to compensate. And it raises the ISO until it finds the right combination of all sides of triangle, but it's limited by your maximum setting, 2000 in my example. And what's great, your camera will choose the ISO every single time you're shooting, so you can take shots in a row, controlling only the aperture if necessary. And that's it. Now you can shoot without a tripod in pretty much any situation. Of course, miracles don't happen. This method will not help you if you decide to shoot a swift black cat in a dark room. But in all cases of travel photography, daytime and street photography, and all normal-ish situations, the auto ISO setting just makes your life easier and allows you to shoot on the run without a tripod. And according to rumors, that's how most street photographers work, but I'm not sure. So if you understand this method, now you are a pro. Congratulations! If this video was a little bit helpful for you, please consider to subscribe to my channel, or at least hit the like button. And please leave a comment if you want to tell me I missed something important. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now.